Hey, what's up, people? I was just hearing some Monday Night Raw reviews, and I hear a lot of positive reviews while I was playing some Madden 2010 on PlayStation 2. I'll be getting Madden 11 a lot sooner than later, but I just want to say I agree with all of them, saying that Monday Night Raw was very good. If y'all haven't subscribed to me, please click the button up there. It should be up there above you, so please get to that. So please subscribe. It would be great. But the Monday Night Raw was very good. Edge, Randy Orton, Chris Jericho opened up with the triple threat match, and the match was very good, long and back and forth. And I have to say, it was very evenly matched. The odds were very even, where Chris Jericho had some attempts to do walls of Jericho, Edge, and then Randy Orton somehow nails two double DDTs, and the match was very good. And then at the end, it turned out Randy Orton RKO'd two guys at the end to get the victory. And that match was very good overall. Then after that, it was Edge trying to call out Chris Jericho. Edge called out Chris Jericho, and then tried to confront Chris Jericho, and then Chris Jericho and Edge agreed that this thing should end. It's been lasting over a decade, and that's like one of the hottest feuds of all time. Hottest feuds, and then Edge tried to say, he's gonna end. Edge wants to end this, and then Chris Jericho said, "Yeah, I'll end your career, not temporarily, but for good." Where the Nexus, he tried to use the Nexus to attack him. And then Edge said, "Oh, he's trying to use it just for himself." So it turned out, with that incident happening, the Nexus kind of agree with Edge that nobody controls him. So Chris Jericho attacks Wade Barrett, and then all the members of the Nexus attack Jericho and brutalize him. So it turned out that was a huge nerve-wracking right there, and it was actually a little bit interesting. That kind of got me out my seat jumping and stuff. So turned out very good, and it actually went quite well. So after that, the next match was Eve Torres against Maurice, accompanied by Ted DiBiase, who joined the commentator ringside. The match was way too short, and it was a little botchy right there with Eve not really using his finish. I think she did a clothesline or a standard DDT, and then Maurice's foot was on the ropes, and it turned out a 3 count. So I have to say, Ted DiBiase tried to argue the ref, and the ref sounded like the ref didn't agree or anything like that. And then John Morrison came out and attacked Ted DiBiase, and I gotta say that was a little bit with Ted DiBiase coming out. John Morrison, I don't know why John Morrison came out to attack Ted DiBiase. He somehow probably some conflict in the Money in the Bank, but that feud is going okay. They're trying to get John Morrison more active, because I know he hasn't been around. He hasn't been around as much, or like when he was on SmackDown when he joined Raw. So John Morrison's doing very good. He's a good face, and it's going very good with Ted DiBiase and Morrison. But it'll be interesting if a mixed tag team comes up. That'll be a great temporary alliance with John Morrison and Eve Torres. So that'll do something right there. Later that night, it was John Cena getting interviewed by Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler, the commentators, and John Cena made a tough decision on whether he should join the Nexus or not, and he said, he agreed that he made their life miserable. On top of that, he made their life miserable, and he's been getting a lot of failure ever since the Nexus has been interfering in his matches. 0 out of 2, John Cena wins neither of those matches, so I think now it's good that Sheamus has the WWE Championship, and on top of that, retained it. So he retained it then the month after the Fatal 4-Way, and successfully he was able to escape the steel cage. So he is currently reigning, and so Randy Orton will go against Sheamus. And it happened later that night when Sheamus was facing Evan Bourne. Evan Bourne had the upper hand in the beginning of the match, and then Sheamus was able to strike back and then nail the bicycle kick. So Evan Bourne had good at the upper hand. The match started progressing, even though we saw these two again. I have to say, Mike Knox is more slower. Sheamus is more fast, quick, and more powerful. So it'll be interesting if Mike Knox faces Sheamus, but I don't know if that will happen anytime soon. But it was a good match. The match turned out very well, and evenly matched, and it was a lot of action. Evan Bourne getting up in hand, but after Sheamus wins, the Miz attempted to after Sheamus nailed the bicycle kick on Evan Bourne, he wins, and then after that, Miz tried to attack Sheamus on the hip, the back, and then the head, and then Sheamus tried to shake away from that skull crushing finale. and eventually he executed the attack. I gotta tell you, I was a little bit upset that happened, because I didn't want The Miz bashing on my favorite heel, Sheamus, because Sheamus is one of my favorite heels, and I really can't stand The Miz. I think he's overrated, and I know people are going to be really pissing out about that for Cleveland fans and people who are starting to like The Miz because he's awesome. So, apparently I was a little bit glad that R-Truth came and interfered in the match and tried to stop The Miz because he came back for revenge. Hopefully, I think at SummerSlam, if he somehow cashes in that Money in the Bank, that would be a little bit great. It'll be a little bit more of something more than you expected for. So it'll be great. So after that whole shenanigan, The Miz was angry. I was kind of laughing when he had that angry face. Like he said, he was a little bit steamed about R-Truth interfering and trying to get involved. And then he said, he could wait all the way till July 17, 2011 for him to cash that Money in the Bank. So he has all the way up to a year for that to happen. So hopefully he cashes in more sooner. I don't know when, but it'll be very unpredictable. So after that, so it was good. So after that night, it was Santino and Kozlov against Regal and Zack Ryder. Many people think, Zack Ryder should be released from his contract after hearing one of his reviews. I don't think he should be released from his contract. He's doing very well in Superstars, and he's doing an okay alliance with Primo. I don't want him to get released anytime soon, but if he somehow gets released here and there, it wouldn't be great, but he's been hanging in the back a lot, but I want to see him getting pushed for a United States contendership or get into a feud with R-Truth or the other faces like Santino or Kozlov. So the match was okay. It was evenly back and forth. Zack Ryder was good at the upper hand and had some good back and forth. It was okay, and I gotta tell you, the match turned out good, but the only thing weird about it was Vladimir Kozlov aligned with Santino Marella, and Santino's finishing move was okay, and Zack Ryder trying to do the Rough Rider countered and did the powerbomb. Vladimir Kozlov tried to nail his finisher, and then tags and Santino nails his finisher. I gotta say, that match was good, and it ended okay. And I gotta say, that match was okay, but I'm not gonna really bug on that. So moving on to that was later on that night was I think Mark Henry against Wade Barrett. That match was good back and forth. I want to see Wade Barrett win on his own a little bit without help from Nexus, and I kind of think it would have really proved that they would be more powerful with just having this alliance, having his back. So I think that's what I think they need to work on heel alliances. That they need to really work on Wade Barrett winning more on his own without needing the Nexus. So Mark Henry looked away a little bit, and then Wade Barrett strikes him, then boots him to the face, and then he somehow magnificently, that was the best. That was the best moment ever when he nailed that finishing move, and it was great finishing move. And even though he was near the ropes, Mark Henry couldn't reach the ropes. So I kind of like the ending of this match. So I was glad it was over. I was glad Wade Barrett win. So I think the match was very good conclusion. So after Wade Barrett attacks him a little bit and brutalizes him, throws him out the ring, the Nexus walks down and confronts John Cena, see if he's ready to call it a truce or join the Nexus or be against him. So I may upload another video seeing if I should if I'm going to talk a little bit more of what happened that night. So hopefully I'll see you later, man. Peace.